Now that you've created your effects, chances are you're going to want to store them and maybe take them with you. The File menu is where you do this. So let's go to the File menu. Now, this menu right here, the All External File, All submenu, is where you're going to do 99% of your stuff. Now, up here, we have the ability to save to a couple of different devices. We can save to the hard drive or a memory card. In this case, I'm saving to the hard drive to a directory called temp1. If I push the directory, I can select. I have these three on here. Down in this area, it's showing me the major categories of what I'm going to save. These four boxes deal with setup issues. The boxes below are the effects. So you can see here we have effects for keyframe effects, snapshots, wipe snapshots, etc., shotbox, macros, macro attachments, and menu macros. By selecting these, it means I'm going to save all regions, all effects. So kind of like a batch save. So let's do that. I'm going to hit Save. It's going to tell me it's going to erase the contents of the directory first. Am I sure I want to do that? Yes. Now it's going to save basically everything in the switcher. And we're done. Loading works almost exactly the same way, except in reverse. Instead of hitting Save, I'll hit Load. In this case, we'll just say No. But I would load into the register. If I select memory card on this side, it will allow me to copy between the hard drive and the memory card to kind of back the system up. Let's put that back to register. One other button here is the Clear Before Load button. If I turn that on, when I load the effects, it will erase the entire memory of the switcher before loading the effects. Now, if you want to save a single individual effect, we can do that as well with these menu buttons over here. This allows me to save a single effect register. Again, here, I'm going to save one effect register. So number 2 will be saved from the switcher onto the hard drive. I can do that with snapshots, key snapshots, DME snapshots, shot boxes and macros, and even the frame memory. So for instance, if I want to save a frame memory to an external memory stick, I can. Looking down here at the panel, in the upper right-hand corner, I've added an optional module. Now normally this panel is shipped with a blank panel here, but I've added this memory stick USB module here. Now this module can be mounted inside the panel or outside with an adapter, or you can use an off-the-shelf USB hub. I'm going to take a USB thumb drive, and I'll put it in here, and we'll just wait for the switcher to recognize it. There it goes. And now, what we're going to do over here is we're going to say, instead of going to the hard drive, we want to go to the memory card. Now the memory card has no folders on it. If it has no folders, it's always going to default to the system directory. So I'm just going to save this in the system directory, and let's find a frame that I want to save. How about the 6 box? Let's save that. See it writing to the drive. And it's done. And you can see now that I have 6 box on my memory card. Now you might also want to take one of those frame memory files and save it in a file format that a computer can read. Now we're going to do that by going to the All External File, just like we were before, except down here we're going to hit Import Export. Now you can see that it read the card, and I've actually got a file in the TIFF format on the memory card. I can import that into the frame memory. So I could have created this in a 3D graphics application or a paint application and be able to use that graphic in the switcher. Let's hit Import. Now this is warning me that if the file has an embedded alpha channel, it's actually going to take 2 memory slots in the switcher. In this case, it doesn't, so I don't care. I'm going to say yes. And there it's finished, and you can see we have the chroma key still. If we go over to the frame memory menu shortly, you can see there it is. Now let's go back to the file system, and let's do one last thing. We're going to go to the Configure menu, and we're going to create a new directory. So you can see up here, we're on the memory card. I'm just going to hit New, and we're going to call this Stacy. Now, when I go to save all of my files, I can save to my own directory instead of to the system directory.